myself so I can't see? Is my head in? Am I most of me in? Am I in? Am I okay? Do I need to move back maybe? Yeah, am I okay?
Yep. Yep.
Good. So an energy shift is just getting centered, and what you need to do is just feel your body, because you know your body talks to you. Is that correct? Your body tells you about a food, it tells you about a person, it tells you about a place. You're going to do this 24/7. You're going to just keep feeling and following. So ask your body, say, show me an energy shift, and see if it moves. If it moves, sit down. When it moves, you sit down. Good. All right. I'm going to manually add Jacinta, or she's been calling me. Can everyone hear sound, or is it just add to call? I'll add Jacinta. Or is she on? Jacinta. All right. So well done. So, all right. Let's start with Charmaine. How do you feel when you're testing that way for an energy shift?
My body moves backwards.
Okay. Is it quite easy for you to do?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, great. Jacinta's not getting back on. She's not. I don't know. All right. So what about Lalini? Lalini?
Yes, Marisa?
How do you feel with the energy shift?
I move forward and my knees give way.
Okay. And now you've been doing this for a while, haven't you? So
Yes,
it's quite
yes,
easy. Yeah. Okay. And we've got,
Hello.
I heard you because you calling me.
Oh, that link wasn't working, so.
Put your hand up if you got in via the link. Put your hand up if that link worked for you. Okay, so that link did. Okay. All right. That's okay. You're in now. Okay, so Natalie, hey, lovely. Hello. How did you feel with the energy shift?
I got a shudder.
You got which?
A shudder.
A shudder. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Robin, what did you get?
Quite easily a shift backwards, just a small shift, but I could feel it quite clearly.
Beautiful. And then we've got Jackie. How did you go with the shift?
I went forward very slowly, but I definitely was gravitating forward.
Right. Beautiful. All right. Anyone else on that needs his EH? Eva, shift? How do you get your
Yes,
shift?
Marisa, I got a shift quite easily. My knees go and I move backwards. I don't always move backwards, but today I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I don't know, is there someone else that wants to share what they got? Dominique.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Marisa?
Yeah, who's that?
Madhu.
Madhu. Hey, Madhu, did you get a lovely shift?
I move forward.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Good. Well, okay. So that's really, you are tuning into your body, and this is what I want you to ask your body all the time, or yourself. What am I feeling? What am I feeling during the day? What am I feeling when I'm around somebody? What am I feeling when they tell me something? Does it feel truthful? And then you become a walking polygraph machine. And then when you're a walking polygraph machine, you'll always, and you follow those feelings, you get led to that right place. Yeah? And then you're led to freedom. instead of, because it grows you spiritually to have to follow your feelings, because most people want you to do what they want, whereas or you feel that you need to be a certain way to be accepted. But when you follow your feelings, that makes you hold strong to you, doesn't it? And then you're shown truth, which helps you and helps your clients. So great, you're doing really well. That's really great that you guys got that shift. I just want to start before, because you're doing really well to shift, I'm just going to go back. Charmaine now, because this is going to be great. I'm going to just go with this protocol. I'm just going to see if I can get my webcam, so I can see myself, so I can see how much I'm. Turn video off. Maybe I'll turn myself off and then I'll turn myself back on. Turn video off. There we go. Put that on. Yeah, okay, great. Great. I like it more now because Jacinta knows we've had a journey of trying to get on. It's this thing of trying to connect with people and help them, and it's been a journey of a struggle sometimes, but now we're all in flow. I can see myself, we're all on, we've got everyone on, we know how to post a link. Beautiful. I want to go to Charmaine. Charmaine, you mentioned that you've got some IBS, or what was that things that were going on with you?
Yeah, just digestive issues. I've had them for a long time, and I've tried all sorts of things and get some relief, but it's still ongoing, and I've had a particularly bad week this week, so I thought it must be coming up because I need to heal it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go straight into the protocol, and although we have learned the whole protocol, some of you are doing forensic healing and some of you already have done essentials with me, but don't worry, I'm just going to give you, we're going to go through step by step, but I like to go straight into, make it fun to start with. So I'm going to read Charmaine and show you how to do this to address her IBS, because tell us what you've done and tell us why you think you have, what is this, digestive issues. Tell me what number out of 10 they are and what are the side effects.
Okay, so it's been really bad to the point where I had no control over my bowels, and that was about 5 years ago, and that's when I pretty much couldn't eat anything. Everything was just going straight through me. The healthier I ate, the worse I felt, because there was so much inflammation that even just eating raw healthy foods was still irritating everything. So yeah, I basically had to go right back to square one and eliminate a lot of things out of my diet. I don't eat gluten. I limit my dairy. I don't eat onions or garlic or anything that, or cheese is really bad. Yeah, I'm taking a prebiotic, a probiotic. I'm taking gut health preparations.
So tell us what the side effects are when you do all that. What, like, how good is it or how bad is it? Like, still, what level are you at with your?
It's up and down, and I never know from day to day how good or bad it's going to be. Some days, pardon?
What are you today?
Today, probably about a 6, because I'm not actually treating any clients today.
Okay.
When I'm treating clients, it seems to be worse because I'm a bit anxious as to how I'm going to be while I'm treating the client and whether I have to run off to the toilet in the middle of the session.
Wow. Yes, that's a stress. That's huge. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's solve this, hey? In a simple essential stuff, hey? So, all right. Just tell me then, before we solve the case, what have you been told the issue is?
I'm not one that goes to doctors, and there's a lot of gut issues. My grandmother had bowel cancer, my dad's got diverticulitis, my sister has celiac, my niece has celiac disease, so there's a lot of that stuff in the family. So I haven't actually gone to a doctor to be diagnosed. I'm just I've been trying to heal myself.
So you said your dad's got it? Did you say that?
He's got diverticulitis.
Yes, and then you said your sister, did you?
Sister has celiac disease.
Just tell me who, I wouldn't know what they got, but just tell me, so your dad, your sister, who else?
My niece.
Your niece is now, is this all on your dad's side or is it you got it too?
My sister. Yeah, my sister and my niece
Your
and my
sisters,
dad. And
yeah.
yeah.
But no, I'm
Yeah,
just
so
saying, is it all on your dad's side?
the bowel cancer was on my mum's side.
What? So you've got, your dad's got the diverticulitis and your mum's got bowel cancer?
No, my grandmother on my mum's side.
Oh, wow. So you've got this on both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. What's the diagnosis from people?
From people?
Yeah, like you obviously gone to practitioners and they've said, well, I think it's this. What do they say?
Oh, I've actually had 2 forensic healing sessions on it too, and just no real prognosis, just nothing's shifting it.
Right. Okay. All right. So why don't we look now? What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to skip a lot of stuff, but I'm going to go to page 3 where it says collect, and there's a coloured section there with a lot of words on it.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go and use my body to read, which I mean, why this is happening. What I do, don't worry, I'll show everyone how to do the full protocol. I just wanted to sort this out.
Thank you.
So although now in forensic healing we have soul, but soul isn't added in this one. Let's see if I need to go there. It's not there, but I'll just see which area my body is it. Someone turn off there. That's okay. So no. So I'm feeling my body to tell me energetic cause. As you can see, there's 4 columns. Is it physics? And my body doesn't move, so it's not physics. Is it emotional? I get nothing. Is it spiritual? So I got a yes on the spiritual. So I go, and there's 14. Can you see the 14 words of spiritual on your page?
Yes.
Yeah. 14 words. There's here, right here. You can see you've got on that red bit 14 words. Can you guys see that one?
Yes.
I'm going to ask, I just say which one of the 14, and I'll say I can count 1 to 14, but that could take me too long, so I can say so between 1 and 5. 1 and 5, I don't get it. No, 1 and 5. Disconnect. I've got a curse on you, and it looks like it's very much a genetic curse. So it sounds like it. It's classic. Everyone's got it. Your whole family's got it. So you've got a genetic curse, but it looks like it's weirdly running in both directions. Yeah, and that's why until you take the curse off, then nothing works.
Wow.
Now, I'm just going to ask, because I can ask anything. So this is the beauty of when you become an effective energy field, you start to see how it works. So we go, it's actually a curse on both sides. So these curses come from past lifetimes. So it must be a past lifetime, and it's carried through your genetics. And until that curse is off, doesn't matter what you try, and you say you things get worse sometimes. Is that what you say?
Yeah. Like the healthier I try to eat, the worse I feel.
Yeah. And it's complicated. I would also say, and this isn't in this module, but we'll still sort it out, you have something called like a time bomb or a firewall on you. And that means that when you try and sort of get yourself free, it goes off to stop you. It's like a firewall on your computer. You know when you say you can't let viruses get into your computer?
Yeah.
How do you know it's linked to genetic? Well, that's okay. So that doesn't say it there because we're just in Essentials. But I know it's linked to genetics because I asked and my body moved. But that's because I've got the full system. And the full systems, we can find out what sort of curse it is. At the moment, you just know it's a curse. But I'm going a bit further for Charmaine. She dances, and I'm just kind of showing you the best of it, but how do you know? I only know because I know what sort of curses you can get, and it's because it's in the full course. So I just want to get more clarity because she's been trying to get rid of this for so long, but it's showing a curse, and definitely genetics and big curses. It's big because it's on her, and she tries everything, and it gets worse when she tries to free herself. So that's also not in Essentials, but you've also got a time/firewall put on you. That means that when you try and trust something, shit hits the fan, because it's like a computer. You can't let viruses in because you've got a firewall. Firewall blocks certain things. That's what's on you as well.
Okay.
So just put that down. We'll sort that out later. I want to just talk to a few people, and we'll go to some issues. Yes, that needs to be so if you can get rid of that, you've got forensic healing, but look at just see how far we can go with all of this. I want to read a few more people, but yeah. Now, how do you feel when I say that?
A little bit emotional. Yeah.
Now, has anyone ever brought that up, that you've got a curse on you, or a genetic curse?
No.
Oh my God. You see? Oh my God. Like when you start telling me that, I'm like, that is so classic. You're classically cursed. It's just that. So that what I'm saying is that's a classic curse. The classic curse is when you go, this goes wrong, they're wrong, they've got it, mum's got this. It's not normal, and you would even think. Actually, ever said to yourself, I feel cursed?
No, I haven't. I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah, well, you haven't thought about it.
No.
I mean, you listen to yourself. You go, I can't eat well, and then it gets worse. I can't eat anything. I'm like, got diarrhea. I can't even work hardly. Like when you really think about it. And are you a good person?
Yes, I think so.
You kind to people?
Absolutely, yeah.
You're like, of all people, you should be more blessed, right?
Yeah.
You're kind, beautiful, you do beautiful healing, you're probably kind to animals and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like you should be blessed, but when you look at your life, it's cursed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is why you have failed to really not. It's probably you haven't had the knowledge, but you are a therapist. So this is making you're going to be a better therapist once you know this, and once you get this off you, is really thinking about understanding what can be done to us. Do you have to take curses off?
Yeah, I have, but I haven't got it like a protocol that I've followed. I've just been able to find out that it's a curse and just release it in a long drawn out way. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Do you take many curses off people?
No.
Yeah. I think you're going to a new level, because most people are cursed, by the way. Most people have their crap because of other people's energy and because of conditioning and because people, it's a world where we do everything to everyone else. How we're controlled is we actually curse each other in a way, or, people that are angry can curse you. People that are jealous curse you. People that feel inadequate and they're around you, then they don't want you to succeed. All these things add to why you can have issues. Jealousy is known to be a curse. Have you ever had jealous people around you?
Yeah.
Right. Who?
Probably my sister. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that's probably all coming from past lives. So what happens is your soul stays with all these things on it, then they come into this life, and then it plays out. We play it out every lifetime until we take it off, till we wake up to energy.
Yeah.
And it's not so much a judgment. You've got to see that it's there, and you've got to see what our energy's doing, and then move on and do what you've got to do. But you'll be uncomfortable because she's your sister. Is that right? Do you try and help your sister?
yeah, I try and help everybody. Yeah.
And that's the issue again. That's the issue. You help everybody, but you aren't aware of what other people's energies they're doing to you. Your sister, if she's jealous of you, will not want you to succeed, and you're not.
Oh, there's a lot of energy in that.
Well, yeah, like if you're not succeeding makes her feel bad.
Wow.
Because she's got a strong connection to you, you know, she's got just where she can stay comfortable. Because if you took off, that'd make her feel really strange. She'd go, no way. She was trying to pull you back. And you try and help her, so you're connected to her, so she has this power over you. That is part of this curse.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you feel now?
There's energy surging all through my body.
Yeah. You need to, it's about a wake up. We cannot, this is spiritual growth. Boundaries. Even if they're your sister.
Yeah.
That's why here I am. Oh, no, I'm not alone. No, no, seriously, I'm back. The thing is to be able to supersede and be overcome, and then you get to a place where, you know, you can have good relationships, but I'm limited with people that don't get this because it just doesn't feed my soul, so I don't, you know. But anyway, there you go. Yeah. Sister's a big part of it. Come from past lives. Beautiful. Now, who else has got an issue that wants to have a quick chat?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody got anything they want to chat? Put your hand up and I'll go, yep. Put your hand up. You're all good? Was that you, Robin?
Yeah.
No. Is that Madhu? Okay, Madhu,
Yeah.
What have you got?
My right coronary artery is narrowing.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's look at. I'll show you another way to find that one out on page. Okay, same page where we looked at that coloured box. Just above it, it says 2.1. It says ID profile age, which means you can test for an age. So I'm just picking out little bits and pieces from this protocol before I show you how it all gets together. But this is just how simple I can pull out one little thing. And yes, I have got in more information that's here in the essentials, but I just do that. I want to help you. And Charmaine was big. She's been trying this for ages, and she needs to look at that. But let's look at Madhu. So I'm going to look at age with why you've got this narrowing of the artery, and I will ask Madhu her age, and then I will test it. How old are you?
I'm 59.
Oh, 59. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to show you how to do an ID age. That'll be, okay, so I can start, that first ID age will be childhood. So I actually don't need to know your age because everything starts in childhood. So she just go straight to 20 and count back. So I can say 20 to 10. So when I go 20 to 10, which is age 20 to 10, I move. So that means in her body, in 20 and 10, there's an age where this stuff started out. So I can say 20 to 15, 14, 13, 12. So I did that a little bit quickly, but you're going to practice this a lot with each other in a second. So age 12, so I will find I saw something that happened with Madhu around age. What do you remember at age 12 that's stressful? Where were you?
Age 12. I'm not able to really recollect anything.
Right.
But as a child, I was always overly concerned about my parents' health.
Oh, were you? So did they have poor health?
Yeah.
Did they? Okay. What was wrong with them?
My mother, she would be very sick very often.
Ah. How's your health, by the way, besides these everything? How's your health?
My health, it's only recently I've come to know, maybe I've just come to know 3 months back that I have this issue.
Right, but before that you had good health?
Yes, I just had one gallbladder surgery, and besides that, nothing really.
That's good.
I was on no medication till now.
You were on medication till now. Okay. How is your mum alive?
No.
Right. Okay, so you have some stresses stored in your childhood of fearing of losing your mum or fearing that she's sick, and that still hasn't addressed, and that sits in your energy field. And because if we go back to how you were feeling, if you go back, do you remember the emotions you had when you would look at your mum and she would be sick? Do you remember?
I never used to like it. I mean, I would like, you know, if any report would come, I would avoid being present to hear the what is there, what is written in the report.
Right.
I would hate doctors coming home.
Right. So it's stressful for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got some stresses that have to get out of your body. So that's what we'll be doing in this workshop. So that's kind of age 12 for you, because everything that you have now has got a past in your body, and energy have a past, and we just have to remove what doesn't serve you. Okay, so that would be that one. All right, now what we're going to do now, has everyone got a buddy? Did you look at yourself a buddy? Yep. Okay, great. This is what you're going to do. I'm going to show you, and then you'll buddy up for like 10 to 15 minutes each, and then I'll give you a time frame when we will come back in the group. But we are going to, and I'll do this I'll show you what you're going to do. I'll do it first. Who have we got down here? Who have we got down the bottom? Is that Jackie? Who's with the headset on? I don't know you now. I can't lie. Who we got with the headset? Hello? Who we got the one with all the charts in the background? Is that you? Is it?
No, it's Jade.
Jackie or Jake? Is it Jax? Who is it? What's your name?
Jade.
Jane.
I think it's Jade.
Thank you. So, Jade, how are you going?
I can't see you.
Can you see anybody?
Yes, but I can't see you.
Can everybody see me? Who can't see? Put your hand up if you can't see me. Hand up if you can't see me. So that's 2. Put your hand up if you can see me. Put your hand up if you can see me. I can't see you. That's kind of, yeah, okay. Rightio. Yeah, I can't put any other one. Okay, I don't know, yeah, why it's not going to, I can see you. Some people can see me, Jade, and some people can't. So let's just go, you can hear me though, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's just go with you hearing me. What I do is I'll show you how to use this protocol. I'm going to do a reading for you. Tell me what your issue is or what you'd like help with.
Was that for me? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Probably my main issue is my my left knee.
Yeah.
But it's also just the continual pattern of self-sabotage when I'm trying to actually do what I know I need to do for my health.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so this will be all related. So do you have pain in the knee?
Yes. Yeah, I've had 2 surgeries on it.
Right, so what level pain is it now?
I've got a pretty high pain threshold, but it's probably about maybe about a 7.5 or an 8.
And what's the lowest it gets to?
What's the lowest, was it?
Yeah, what does it ever get to a 0?
Not really, no.
What's the lowest?
Maybe a 4 or 5.
Okay, so if we get it below that, and how do you test it? Is it when you walk, or is it you just feel it?
A bit of everything. So when I walk, trying to get when you get up from sitting,
Okay,
it
all right,
usually
beautiful.
seizes up as well. Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, so unfortunately you can't see me, but some can, but that's okay. I'm going to show you what you're all going to do with your buddy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half the dummies way, just to make it easier and quicker for you. So I'm going to open the case. So I say, I'm Marisa. So that's the very first page of the protocol. I'm Marisa, allow myself to pure, clear conduit connection to all that exists or source energy or universal powers of my in Jade's. And I feel my body get a shift, so I just see if I move. And then I go divine protection, and I'm just moving. Divine blessings, my body moves. If those that can't see, divine guidance, I've got a movement because I'm looking for a movement. Yes, DNA coding, permission to the ground, just all nice movement, feeling the flow through Jade. So we open the case. Now I'm just going to go the dummies way, really. So this will just because we're gonna swap and change. There's so many ways you can do this. We've just asked for it to be divinely guided, so whatever Jade says is going to be accurate. Jade, pick a number between. So on page 2, Jade, don't you look? I don't want Jade looking. Yeah, because we'll kind of, she doesn't look, everyone else looks. On 1.4 negative life patterns, there's 18 patterns. Jade, pick a number between 1 and 18.
1 and 18?
Yes.
16.
Okay, 16. And then I'm going to ask her, because I'm going to do the emotions, pick a number between 1 and 17.
8.
Okay, and then pick a number between 1 and 18.
1 and 18?
Yeah.
7.
Right. So, all right, so now that's his way. I can just ask her a number as well. So let's go. She said the first one was 16. If we look at 16, it says vulnerability on that scan. Let's see everyone's vulnerability. Yeah. Got a nod there? Yeah. So, okay. So if I want to know what vulnerability means, if I look on page 6 on that handout, it says vulnerability means you've been hurt in the past, you feel being hurt again, you have put up emotional barriers from people. Then we've got the emotion. I'm echoing somewhere. Help. Okay, and then we have number 7 was the belief system. On page 3, we said pick a number from 118. She said belief system of 7, belief around family. There's one more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to test for age. At this stage, to take up one more thing, because to put this all together, test one age. So this will be an age where everything was embedded. This is all to do with her knee and her sabotaging. So I'm actually going to do my self-testing. I could say to, let's do the dummies way. Let's do it like the dummies way for this one. Jade, give me your number between 1 and 20.
15.
15. All right, so here we go. That'll be age 15, because that's the reason why I said 20 back, because your first age is going to be childhood. I count 20 back, so it's below 20. So she says 15. What is age 15?
Sorry, did you ask me a question?
Yeah, be stress at age 15. Your stress.
There probably was, like, nothing comes to mind straight away, but there probably was family stress.
Yes, talk about that.
Like being stressed about money.
Right.
My parents, I grew up in a business, so there was often no cash flow.
Right.
And maybe personally, I might have been just stressing myself. I think that would have been about year 9, so I was trying to get into like a stream class for year 10. So I was trying to work really hard on my grades to get myself into the top class for year 10.
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing that I go, oh my God, yes, that's happened at 15.
You don't have to say, oh my God, that happened. It can be a period of time. And if you're a teenager and you're watching your parents stress with money, that's all highly stressful for you. And I want to ask you then, because this has all got to do with your knee pain. This has got to do with why you don't go forward. When you watch your parents, who are your role models, trying to make it and create something, and they're just stressing and fighting or whatever, and it's just causing hardship, you have got a program running in you.
Yep.
So we pull this apart. When you're looking at your parents stressing, what are you thinking?
Well, it causes, makes me feel uncomfortable. And I suppose you're not, feeling, even though it wasn't like my fault, sort of feeling unworthy, and just really worrying about, where the money was coming from.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me then, what you wanted, what are you trying to go forward with? What is it that you want to do that you're not doing?
Honouring my body through nutrition, for one. That's probably a big one, so that to get rid of the inflammation and lose the weight that I'm carrying. To then hopefully move forward. I actually left my job, so then to move forward into my future new direction.
Why did you leave your job?
When did I leave?
Yeah, why?
Sorry, because you keep breaking up. I'm struggling to hear you. Why? I was just too overwhelmed and too stressed, and so it was having an effect on my physical health, because I was putting on lots of weight, and my mental health.
What was stressful at work?
I suppose it was just that the environment was just toxic. There was cuts, but then there was you've got to do more. You're lucky that you've even got this job. That kind of thing.
Okay, all right. So hopefully you can hear me, and I'm going to tell you with all the words that came up. So this is what you're going to do. We brought up a word of vulnerability for a negative life pattern. We brought up a emotion of feeling helpless, and then we had a negative belief system around family for Jade. So she's very vulnerable when we got to age 15 and her family had the business. She's vulnerable of losing it all, vulnerable of, just it's a vulnerable time for her. Just vulnerable. And I will ask her in a minute. Then we've got helpless. She feels helpless. What can a child do when they watch their parents struggle and they feel like a burden because then their parents have to come up with the money? Negative belief around family. So family causes stress, family's hardship, family's struggle. So those 3 words is what happened to her in childhood. now when we look at her stuff now, it looks like it's reoccurred. She was in she felt vulnerable at work. She probably felt helpless, which is why she left. And then the same, I don't know if it was a family business, but they're like stressing about money in the business. That business that she worked in obviously was stressing because they're making cuts, they're making them work harder. The money thing came up again. It's the same dynamic in childhood, making her, suffer because they're financially stressed. Did you hear what I said, Jade?
Yes.
So, Jade, does any of that make any sense?
Yes, it does. Yes.
It's the same patterns happening. Does it sound like that play family business?
No, it was local government.
Government. But they were still making cuts, so they were making cuts for money, were they?
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. So you're working for government. Interesting. But they were still talking about money and making you have to work harder and all that kind of stuff. Even though it's government who is full of money, but they targeted your area.
Yeah, they were. Look, the whole place was the whole council was targeted. But yes, we were under fire.
You're actually the creator of that. That's just the same stress that you had in childhood. It was the same kind of feelings. Because you couldn't do anything. You were helpless. You were vulnerable of all of that stuff. The same thing.
Yeah.
All right. You still carry stress in your childhood, so that's what we're going to be doing. She needs to release that. So by the end of this workshop, that's the ways that she's going to heal. What you do is you parallel. You go back to your childhood and then you see where it's still happening in your adulthood. And there'll be a stress stored there. And so we did Charmaine. Charmaine, you do the same thing for your patterns and you'll go for an age, but your sister is definitely part of the curse. So everything has to reoccur in this lifetime. So you don't have to worry about past life stuff. It always reoccurs. Everything shows up again to show you how to heal it. I'll do one more for you, a very quick one, and then I'll let you guys take a break and then you can meet up with somebody. So I'll do one more. Hand up. Who wants a reading? Okay, so we've got, who's over there? $12 or $14, that's good. Okay, gorgeous. Sorry, speak up. Who put their hand up? I can't see who it was. I can't see your name. Hello?
Hi.
Who's it? What's your name?
Jackie?
Jackie, sorry, Jackie.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were talking to me or not. That's why I'm just staring at you. Sorry.
I couldn't get the name because they're all small pictures. I can't quite see. Okay, Jackie, what's an issue so that you can make sense of everything? What's your issue?
Well, I wrote something else on the board, but as you were doing the readings for the other ladies, something else actually came up. I always have interactions with this specific type of person, and I've come to realize now it's someone that's very much like my dad. It's always like a few weeks ago I met a woman that also has that kind of energy.
Right.
And I'm starting to think like I keep on meeting the same people and they make me feel the same. Okay?
Let's do that. So pick a number between 1 and 18.
12.
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 17.
7.
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 18.
2.
Okay, and a number between 1 and 20.
6.
All right, so I just did the the negative life pattern, she said number 12. So we go to 12, that means power. And we want to know what that means. We can look at the last page and then it'll say that's where you give your power away. And we've got then we've got number 7 for the emotion. The emotion is guilt, feeling guilty. And I'll just speak them out first. And then she said a belief system was number 2, self-worth. And then age 6. So what happened at age 6? What was your stress, Jackie?
At 6, I think my stress was quite high because my baby brother was born a year before that, so he was born when I was 5, and I definitely noticed the shift in attention and love and everything when he was born. And he's definitely like the favorite. I know it sounds so bratty of me to say, but he is so the favorite.
Yes.
He still is like he would do stuff in front of my parents that I would never do. Like he'd smoke in front of them, and like I'll have a little bit of dust in my house and then I'm horrible, you know, kind of thing.
Voila. Okay, so now we've got to put that together. So this is where it takes time to put all this together. So if we look at age 6 was when her little brother was born, and her dad started.
Yeah, he was 1. Sorry, he was 1 when I was 6.
And then you started to see favoritism.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
Big time, yes. The son, it's like, and this is very much a consciousness on the planet. Men are worth more, boys are worth more. It's very European as well. Like, there's nothing wrong, and we're like the servers. Yeah. It's a consciousness on the planet. You've got, okay, so we look at age 6. Okay, so he comes in and everything changes. So this is where Jackie's self-worth, which was the belief system, she used to think she was worthy, but then he shows up. Then they go, oh, no. They stop giving her that attention and go, no. Now she's looking at it. She goes, I'm not worthy because my brother gets all the attention, and it just continued from there on. So your change. Your power has been taken from you, and your people take your power from you. That will be something that you still do. You probably, because you think you're not worthy of it, so you let your people take their power. And then you've got guilt. You might feel guilty. What do you feel guilty about?
I actually spoke to my husband about this the other day. I don't think, like, if you had to put a lie detector test on me, I don't think if someone had to ask me if I love my dad, I don't think that I don't know if I would be able to say yes truthfully.
Yeah, Madhu, can you turn your microphone off, Madhu? Just turn it off. Turn it off. We can hear you. Thank you. That's very emotional for you. Does that make you feel guilty?
Yeah, because even though he was quite abusive and stuff, I do understand where he came from. So I really feel guilty because I feel that he's a different person now, but I still see that I still see that person.
Has he apologized for everything he's done?
Not at all, no. He thinks because his abuse was worse than mine, it means that mine doesn't mean anything. So if when I spoke about it, he kind of laughed it off and said, that wasn't abuse, you don't know what abuse is.
Yeah. What did he do to you, Jackie?
He beat us quite bad, but that wasn't the worst of it. It was the emotional stuff and the stuff that he would say to me. He was very much he was a military man, so he wanted like above 80%, only from me though, not from my brother, but like, I remember once my average was 79, and like he sorry to use that language, but he beat the shit out of me, for 79, you know, and my brother barely scraped by with like 60%.
Wow.
So
yeah, I'm so sorry, Jackie, that you endured such suffering and such abuse from your dad. You did not deserve that. You deserve to have felt loved and feel safe and feel appreciated. I am so sorry. You did not deserve that. Yeah. Wow. And we've got to get rid of your guilt. That little girl inside needs healing, and she really, you know, needs to know that there was no excuse for that. Wow, I can feel that. Take a deep breath in. And interesting that she said she still attracts people like her dad. And that's because she's not healed from that, and it takes a bit to heal that. And it takes, like, it's a process. And look, we have to look at it. We're now acknowledging her pain, and he doesn't not. Her father doesn't acknowledge her pain. He just says, "Oh, I got worse." So therefore, what it says to Jackie is that no, you deserved it. I'm not apologising. So she's still suffering, because what little child deserves that? No. Yeah. Okay. So all I did was ask her, so does that make sense? Do you give power away to people, Jackie?
Yeah, I do. I try not to, but I do. People tend to, that type of person tends to get under my skin very quickly.
Yeah.
And then I keep it in and keep it in, and then everything just comes out, and I look like a maniac. I look like the freak.
Yes. That's you got it all wrong, you see, because you've got this all wrong. You definitely need to heal that childhood, but this is what you do. Because you don't stand in your power, it builds up, and that's when you go off. Instead of going, hey, listen, I'm not putting up with that shit, because that's what your dad taught you, to put up with that and suffer. You feel guilty that you're not loving him, and you've got all this guilt inside you that you weren't enough. So that's got to go. You need to find you're not guilty of being wrong. You're not guilty of being, wrong. You're not. And the other thing was self-worth. Definitely that was something. So those 3 words I pulled out of those scan lists, and the age that came up, she said 6. And then we talk about the parallel. So what I'm going to do is, we are on 1 o'clock now. So what will happen is we're going to have a break for 1 o'clock Melbourne time, so I know it's a different time. We're going to have I'm going to give you a 30-minute break, and then in 30 minutes, you guys are going to partner up with everybody and either Skype each other or messenger each other, and you can start, messenger each other, and you are going to open the case. So you're going to say, one person works on the person first. So you start by saying, I'm Maurice to allow myself. You say that, and then you feel the energy shifts. Or when you say matrix, divine protection, that's open the case. So you're going to feel the energy shifts to open, but you're going to use the dummies way. And all you're going to say to the person, the other thing that you need to clarify before you start, you need to say, what's your issue? What's your problem? Because once you know that, the information that comes out is relevant to that. If you don't state it, it's sort of like, well, I don't know how to make sense. Jackie stated that she keeps attracting a man just like people like her dad. Talked about she sabotages and she's got knee problems. So we get the issue, and then you start saying, pick a number between 1 and 18 for your need of life. Pick a number for the emotion, which is 1 to 17, and a belief system. Belief system is what you believe to be true. So whatever word you say, it's going to be a negative belief around. So we had Jackie saying it was number 2. So that means that's self-worth if you look at the belief systems. So she has a negative belief around her self-worth. And that's true. We just saw that. Her dad made that. Her dad would programmed her. So she will always be saying, I'm not good enough, right to this very day. Don't you, Jackie?
Yeah.
And
I try to fix it with like affirmations and stuff. I'm a big like positive person, but it always comes back to just me not being enough.
Jackie, see what I mean by how easy it is? The answer's easy, but how difficult it is, and it's not just affirmations. You actually have to do part of what we just did there. And I don't know if you've got Free Me Unloved Girl, or if you're, ever looking at 7-day live training, but we got to go back and keep mending and healing that little girl. There's fragments that go, there's all sorts of things. But if anything, at least do Free Me Unloved Girl book, my book. But, you know, if you can join us sometime down the track, but that's, I'm just letting you know, we got to look at that little girl and tell her I'm sorry and do all sorts of things, because the affirmations are like a bit like the Band-Aid. It's like you're trying to supersede instead of going, you know, this is, those that have been at my live training, I'd get you swearing. I'd get you swearing at me like I'm your dad. I'd get you saying, oh, you're an asshole. It's like all those things that you've ever wanted to say, but you never said, right?
Yeah, yeah. I have a whole list of things.
Go on, give it to me. Tell me I'm your dad. Tell me. Are you serious? Yeah, go. This is how it works.
Oh, wow.
Go.
Well, like I think you might be smart, but you have the emotional intelligence of a rock, and like you think you know everything, but the older I get, the more I see that you don't know everything. And
tell me how much I've hurt you in childhood. You hurt me so much. Just go there. You
so much. You should not have been able to reproduce at all. Like they should have put a boot on your genitals and said like, do not come near here. And you should have just never had children ever.
Yeah, and I bet you wanted. You see, you don't even swear. Like how does that make you feel by actually saying that?
Kind of like the calm feeling you feel after you throw up. That's kind of what I'm feeling.
Yeah, so there we go. It's almost like you get out of toxin, you go, because then you're not holding it in. You've got it up and out.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, you know what, if you were in my class, I'd make you really swear. I'd be like, working you, girl. But this is recorded and, you know what I mean? So we kind of like leave our swearing unrecorded. But get it out. And I hope you're okay with that. I'm not like... I'm a bit of a free range kind of girl, but because you've got to get mad enough to get it out, because the worst things have happened to you, you know, like the horrible things. So it can take a strong word to get it out. And once it's out, you go, God, I feel better. Like she said, she feels calmer. She's pretty funny about it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so then you're going to ask for an intention from your partner. Then you're just going to open the case, and then you're just going to do a dummy test by doing the negative life pattern, negative emotion, and a negative belief. They'll pick a number, and then they can pick a number between 1 and 20 for the age. Then you say, I can't know that age, and you pull it apart, and you see if you can make any sense of the patterns, or you can see if you can make any sense of you know, the situation back then, whether it's the same that's going on now in their life. And it always is. I promise, promise, promise. I can find, everything is a pattern. I can find where you're coded with it. You know, like look at Jade. There's that money thing at work. They're like pressuring them with money. She had pressure with money at back 15 or whatever age we went to. We had Charmaine, we didn't do an age, we just picked out some stuff. But there'll probably be issues with your sister in childhood. Was there any issues with your sister, Charmaine?
Yeah, and interestingly, she was anorexic for most of her, and she still is anorexic. Yeah.
Aha. Right, so she's got big issues. So big issues have a lot of emotional stuff they want to throw out at people.
Yeah.
They want to throw at somebody. She's throwing it on you because you're a bit of a saint. Yeah, time to get uncomfortable. All right, does anyone have any questions? Because anyone have any questions about what they're going to do at 1:30 with their buddy? I'm just going to make sure everybody knows. You all know? Yes?
Marissa, so when we get that information, are we actually doing a healing, or we stop there?
No. Just stop there, and then you're going to have a chat. Just have your chat, because we'll do the healings after. Marissa, do we choose a number randomly from the list, or do we use... you just do the dummies way. Ask your person, like I said to everyone, ask your person, pick a number between 1 and 18. Just do the dummies way, because it works. You're going to do the shift for the opening of the case.
Yeah.
You're going to open the case. You're going to go through your 3 lists, and then you ask them to pick the IDAs. Just say pick a number between 1 and 20. If they 15, say what were your stresses at 15? Is it 10? What are your stresses at 10? And then you just see if you can match it up and make any sense of the patterns. It's like you're a detective, and what makes sense is good. If it makes sense something, you don't worry about it, because guess what? Later it all shows up, but it just starts to get you in a detective mode. I'm like a really amazing detective. I do this for a living. I can't not. I love it. So I can do it very quickly, but it's taken me a while to make sense of how to start thinking. I never thought about this stuff, and now I'm going to get you to think. But when we hear about Charmaine's sister being anorexic, and now Charmaine had eating issues, and she became anorexic when you got the diarrhea and you can't eat anything. I bet you were basically anorexic, Charmaine. Is that correct?
I don't absorb nutrition from foods.
But yes, but I'm just asking. So you've got like a similar kind of anorexia in a way. But although you obviously was your body type anorexic from all this sickness?
I've always been thin. Yeah. Is that
But
you
would have been, if you had diarrhea all those times and you couldn't eat anything, you would have been really thin back when this started.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No worries, Madhu. No worries. It's all recorded, so that's fine. So you're kind of like almost got your sister's illness in a way, if she's anorexic and thin.
Yeah.
She wouldn't want you to be fat, or, not fat. She wouldn't want you to look healthy, because that would make her feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
She wants you to keep you down, because then she feels, that's like a smoker. A smoker wants everyone around them to smoke.
Okay.
And she obviously, and you try and help her, but she doesn't really change, correct?
Yeah.
All right. You got to stop trying to help her, because she's affecting your energy. You got to actually take out, there's something from a past life. You are a bit care enough about yourself, and you care too much about others. And if you're an energy healer, that's particularly important, because you're like a conduit for energy. So you have to be highly protective of your energy. Does that make sense, guys? You have to put yourself, protect your energy first, because you don't really help others. You're not really, it's to help others, Charmaine, because you're not sure what's going to show up if you have to run off to the toilet. You actually, you're going to have to say I'm number 1 now, and especially with things like your sister, and you're going to remove that curse as well. All right, so I'm going to go here. You're just going to open the case, ask them to pick numbers, and then piece it together what you get, and see if you can make sense of what's happening now in your life and pinpointing it back to that childhood age. That's really it. Any parallels? So I think, so just see what you can do. My friends are healers, and know what to do. And we'll do that at 1:30, and then I'll give you back at, so do that with each other, and then we'll come back at, I'll go back to Skype at 2 p.m. and then we'll just continue from then on. That'll be, and then we're just going to go straight through. All right, so at 1:30 you'll meet up with your partner. If that 1:30 is in about 20 minutes time, 25 minutes time, and then at 2 o'clock, which is almost an hour, I will come back in, and then we'll just go from there. Any questions before we go? You can just write up a message on the Facebook group if you need any questions, okay? All right, have a nice little break, and you can also you can also self-test yourself. You know how you moved your body? You can actually ask yourself, what number am I, if you want to, or you can pick a number. You can actually just close your eyes and go, it's number 6, and then look at number 6. You're going to start learning to also self-test as well. But I love working out people's issues, putting those pieces together. I'll post in the group when you'll see me. I'll have a live video in the group to start back. All right, guys, all good? All right, take care. We'll see you soon.